Mopar Keith here at the 2025 MoParty here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we're here with Jordan and his amazing 1971 Plymouth Duster. And do you call it a resto-mod or a Pro Touring?
I go resto-mod. Yeah, resto-mod, yeah.
Okay.
The idea with it was kind of do an OEM Plus type of build with it, so we kept a OEM Plus, yeah.
Okay.
The car was built by BBT Fabrications out of Mahomet, Illinois. It was right under a 4-year build. It was about 2.5 years for sheet metal fabrication, which it took a tremendous amount because the car was in just horrendous condition. They had to do inner rockers, outer rockers, so the jambs all got rebuilt. And then since that was getting done, he put modern electronic latches in it, so the door shuts just really nice. But you know, the whole fit and finish with the car was really kind of the goal here, is to have something really high-end but extremely subtle. And you can see with the finishings we did with, you know, chrome bumpers and the chrome door handles, we really wanted to have just a timeless kind of classic look that would never go out of style. So even all of the colors that we picked, the white is just factory PW7 bright white that's on every work truck you see around town. And then the blue interior was a play on the blue that was available called Lagoon Blue. And you'll see from the interior we kept all the factory style stitching and patterning on the door panels and on the dash and everything like that. So really happy with how the car came out. It's got a Hellcrate motor in it. It's got a Bowler transmission. It's got a Schwartz chassis under it now, so it's got a full chassis, which is how it sits the way it does. Forge Line made the wheels for us. Phil Cato did a lot of the paneling in the car, and then Troy, who's the owner of BBT, they did all the leather wrapping in-house. So really happy with how the car came out. It drives just amazing, plenty of power, and it's really fun.
So when you started this project, was your intention to go this far? Was that the original plan, or did it just start out as a mild build?
Yeah.
And just escalated?
Yeah, good question. So yeah, the original idea was to do a much kind of lower, modest build. And you know, the sheet metal was so bad in it that, you know, we had to go so far with it to get it straight. So that kind of started pushing over the edge as well. I had never, you know, I've always been into cars my whole life, but never, you know, participated in this like hot rod muscle car industry. But that was a goal for me. I always wanted a 70s muscle car, and that's how we was going towards this, because I'm a Dodge fan to begin with, Mopar, so I wanted a 70s muscle car and wanted a short wheelbase car, so it was the, you know, the A-body, and started looking what options there were, you know, with the Barracuda, the Valiant, and landed on the overall styling of the Duster that I preferred, and specifically the 71, because the 71 and 2 were the only 2 years for shark tooth, and then the 71 had this style taillights, where the 72 had the more monoblock kind of all one rectangle, and I preferred this. So started looking for a 71 and found just the body, and we had it blasted, and like I said, it was in very bad condition. So that's what started the process, and we just kind of kept pushing it. And I was my own worst problem, because every time I'd go into the shop and see I'd see the progression, and you know, I'd be like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. And then I started going to some of the big shows, the Good Guys, the Triple Crown of Rotting with the Builder, and I started to see the level of cars that people were doing. So I got some interest in really kind of just pushing it a bit, and this is what we came up with. So
I think it's really cool that you chose an A-body over like just doing the traditional Roadrunner or Dodge Charger or something like that. So that's another thing that makes this car super unique, is no one's really doing this with the A-body platform, whether it's a Dart or a Duster or a Demon.
Yep.
Can you talk about maybe some of the body mods? Like, obviously the side markers are filled in, and the front spoiler.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, we shaved everything. The gas door has been shaved, so the fuel fill is actually here in the trunk now. Right. And then when you look at the front splitter that was made, they obviously, you know, tucked all the bumpers real nice, shaved all the hardware off the bumpers, and removed the, you know, the reveal or the embossment that would be there for the license plate, so the bumper's all smoothed out.
Right.
And then the front little kind of air dam was I say a little bit organic, because some of the front components with you know, the condenser and the intercooler for the blower, it was hanging below the bumper and you could see it. So that was kind of like we had to do something to cover that up.
So the core support had to be completely like eliminated and start over.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, the talent that Troy and the guys at BBT Fabrication have. Everything on the car is all hand fabricated. You can see all the paneling, the fit and finish. The underside of the hood, if you look at an original one, it's more triangulated shaped, and you can see the underskin and the separation from the top skin. This is
the skeleton is completely unique.
Absolutely, yeah. There's about 50 individual pieces of metal that were hand fabricated and then metal work to look like a stamping. And one of the big things we did on this car that Troy, you know, when we were going through the process, he really wanted to do aesthetically, is the A-body cars, the engine is actually offset to the passenger side. And
that's kind of a Mopar thing, actually.
It is a Mopar, yeah. Yep. So is it on, I didn't know if it was on all of them or not, okay.
Yep. Whatever you're looking at, it's always off center, and then if you look at the traditional 8 3/4 rear end, it's kind of offset to the side too. And so that was, there's a lot of like misnomers about why they did it, but the power steering gearbox on the left side was always really big, so they kind of offset the engine a little bit to the side. Okay. But so everything is just true centered right now. Yeah, which,
you know, is kind of one of those classic domino effects where when the engine got moved over, you know, to the driver's side, then the steering rack had to get moved and all the gauges got moved. The dash had to be kind of cut up to, you know, accommodate everything. The pedal box got moved, and so did the tunnel and the transmission. So everything got,
because there's actual mounts that are underneath the cowling where the pedal bracket and everything sits. And so that actually had to get moved.
All got moved,
Oh wow.
And you can see, I mean, how clean the engine bay is. All of the master cylinder and the clutch fill, all for the hydraulic fluid that's usually there on the firewall is actually hidden under the dash in that little kind of chrome trimmed windage tray you can see there in the center. You pop that up and all the fill reservoirs are right there.
That was my next question, like if you ever had to service the brake system, how do you fill the
brake
fluid?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, wow, that's got to be kind of... Now, did you use like the traditional DOT3, or did you go with the silicone fluid?
It's the high temp fluid. Okay. Because I most likely, at some point, we'll probably put it on a track day. That was
drag race it or autocross it.
It'll be more autocross or the full tracks like Autobahn, Country Club, and Joliet, or go up to Road America. So I did a kind of some sports car enthusiast driving for a number of years. So. You know, it's got the 6-piston bare brakes on all 4 corners with 14-inch rotors, so it's really set up to stop and handle, which it does amazingly. It's really impressive on how well it drives. You know, some of the unique things I'd say on the car is the components. So the guy that built the car, Troy at BBT, he has another company that he started, which is called Intech Auto, and he manufactures all of his own components and sells it. So, like that radiator cap as example is a billet cap.
I actually noticed that, so this is a one-off item right here.
Yeah, you can buy them through his website, but yeah, he billet machines all this stuff. The mirrors are all solid billet. Same with the door handles, those are his handles. He made, you know, like all the little kind of componentry, the shifter knob, the shifter lever, the switches here for the blinkers and the tilt column, all of that's billet machined.
So is the steering column like a flaming river, or I did it, or?
I believe, I'm pretty certain that it's an I did it column, and then it's a flaming river steering rack.
Got it. Okay. So I really like the door handles. Those things are like stock-ish looking. Yeah. But it's an electric solenoid on the button.
It is. Yeah. So
can we see it work?
Yeah. I got to turn the power on here for the car.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all power now. So you can see they had to reverse, so when they built the jams, usually you got the pin out there, and you can see it's more of a modern style latch.
Striker's on the door
That's
now.
Right, yeah.
Okay. What is this striker off of?
So it's actually, you know, Troy that built the car, he does a lot of GM stuff. So they are Corvette latches, actually. Yeah. Modern Corvette latches. Right. Try not to tell too many people that, obviously, with it being a Mopar, but they work fantastic.
So did you get this here? Oh, this is the actual door latch, but now it's inside the door jamb. Yeah,
so
and
I mean,
is the sill plate a factory piece?
That is
it looks factory.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just been polished out. But I mean, you can see the level of detail that, you know, kind of went to. So these are actually another GM component. I wanted to find a seat that had the closest resemblance to the outer profile of a Duster seat. So these are actually C6 Z06 seats, but they've been cut down and obviously all rebolstered with high density foam. And then like all the side here where that plastic cover is and the handle, right? So all of that obviously got dyed. You can see the little extra little plastic piece there that was made to cover up some of the hardware. Yeah, that's Duster. You can see BBT, Duster by BBT. That's the shop.
Wow.
So they made all of that. They made these. There's a little hole right here for access panels. So that's we put the twister on the door, obviously, to, you know, go with the, so little tiny, I'd say,
Right.
you know, simple details that really made a big deal. I mean, you can
Yep.
see the dash. They, you know, they hand fabricated all of the air conditioning vents. They've all been molded into the dash. It's all, you know, it's all metal work.
Are the defrost vents factory?
They are.
That's still an OEM
Yep.
piece. And then, was there any decision making on leaving the drip rail molding?
Yeah,
or
certainly.
shaving it?
Yeah, so we did talk about shaving it there for a little while, and what we kind of looked at was, when you look at how this body line is, it kind of goes down into the car. So the only way to
build it out,
you would have had to build it out, and then it gets really hard to kind of carry this out here without losing this body line. So the more we kind of looked and talked about it, it really made sense to keep it. So we had that really nice body line on there.
Now
But
this is super sharp.
Yeah.
Like the factory, it would have been a little more rounded. That is super sharp the way that goes. And
Yeah.
it's absolutely perfect.
All the paint and body work was done by a gentleman named Miles Gosser. He's got an Instagram page called Goose Graphics, and he actually paints, airbrushes custom helmets for Bell Helmet. When they have a sponsored driver, they'll send him some of their helmets, and he does this incredible artwork. And then he paints about one car a year on the side. So this, he's one man, does the whole entire thing himself. And he's just, his attention to detail, again, fit and finish is just incredible. So couldn't have been more happy with what he did on the car.
So forge line wheels, how wide are these wheels?
They are 19 by 12 and a half in the back and 18 by 10 and a half in the front. Yeah, Forge Line made these for us. These are what's called their OE1 wheel. And we obviously did the blue line tires, sent Forge Line a factory center cap, and they machined the face of the wheel so it would accommodate the press fit like a factory wheel. And yeah, we actually just put these on before the Columbus Good Guys. I've got a set of 5-star HRE. HRE made a set of wheels for it that I really like. We debuted it with those at SEMA, but the plan was to always have 2 sets of wheels, kind of a modern set and then more of a retro period correct set that went with the overall theme of the car.
So are there any YouTube channels or anyone else that might have pictures of the car
with
these wheels on it?
Certainly. So there's a gentleman by the name of John Jackson that is he's one of the premier photographers in the industry. And he did a bare metal photo shoot on it, and then he also did the finished photo shoot on it. Just incredible, you know, photography work. So he's got a YouTube page, and he's got a video that he created that has both the bare metal and the finished photos on it. And I'd encourage everybody to go look, because to see this car in bare metal, it was pretty impressive.
And Instagram or YouTube account, what was that again?
His name is Phil Jackson. His Instagram page is slipping my mind at the minute. I'll have to look it up, and I can let you guys know what it is. Yeah, it'll come up. Oh, I'm sorry, just remember, it's Not Stock Photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, if you're on Instagram, then Not
Stock Photography. Yeah, fascinating guy. He travels the whole country in a Mercedes Sprinter van that's like flat orange, and he's at all the big events, and he's kind of the main photographer. Just a terrific guy, and wonderful to work with.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what it looked like.
Yeah, the bare metal stuff is pretty impressive. And actually, it was featured in the July 2025 edition of the Modern Routing magazine. They did some bare metal photos on it with all the engine bay and everything. So if anybody's got a copy of that or wants to go buy it.
That's a print magazine or
it is.
online?
Yeah, it's a print magazine. Yeah,
Modern
all color. Yeah, that's really high-end magazine. It's very reasonable. I mean, you can go on there. I think it's only like maybe $10 or $15 for an issue, but you can buy for the whole year, and it's a really top-notch magazine.
Great. So yeah, we've kind of been, without having it on a hoist and looking underneath of it, I'm sure the bottom looks as great as the top. Yeah, we actually did the whole underneath of the car. I mean, the whole plant, I wanted to be able to drive this and enjoy it. So it's not all gloss and cut and buffed. It's actually got the same type of rhino line finish that's in the trunk there is all underneath on the, obviously the body, but yeah, the frame is satin black, all powder coated. They hand fabricate all the exhaust. It's all stainless tubing, obviously, and it's got Borla mufflers on it. But yeah, we've been driving it. It got finished last year, about a year ago to date, honestly. It got debuted at SEMA, and it's got 1,000 miles on it right now. I just turned 1,000 miles this weekend, so it's been gets driven, and I plan to enjoy it even more as the show circuit ends here this year. Yeah, so it kind of just looks like a trailer queen, but 1,000 miles already.
Yeah, in the first year.
Accomplishment. Because obviously it's scary to drive on the
Yeah.
roads today.
Yeah, I wanted to enjoy it. The only thing I did, at which another company that does really good work in my town of Peoria, Illinois, a shop called Detail Garage, I had them do the clear bra, the PPF, so you can't, it's this
I can
body.
see a little bit on the back right there.
So they did the whole rocker down, so that way, you
Absolutely,
know, I was just worried about it damaging itself versus somebody else. So
yeah, because this can be a top shelf show car for like the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And you know, as long as you don't get it chipped up and
exactly.
too many bugs in the grill.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, this was amazing. I'm
Hey,
glad I
thank
caught
you.
you today.
Yeah,
It was good
I
talking
appreciate
to
it. You as
yesterday.
well. Yeah.
And all night long, I was thinking, man, I gotta go back and see the white Duster and talk to Jordan about it. And,
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for appreciating it, and
yes.
I'm certainly proud of it, and appreciate you guys want to talk about it.
All right, very good, sir.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Yeah.